Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome to another Screamin' vlog. I hope that your holidays were just absolutely merry and fun, and, you got to have good times with all your friends and family, or if you didn't see any of them, at least some time off to enjoy for yourself. I know I certainly did, and I meant to have this up earlier, but just didn't have the time once I got back until now to do so. But here I am. And I gotta tell you, it was a good time overall. Went to see my family in Arkansas, and it was nice and like 55 degrees, and then I came back to 0, so that was fun. But the real fun part of that whole trip was the day that we started going back. It was me and my dad, driving together, going through the middle of Nowheresville, Kansas, and the main roadway, I-40, was closed down because at that time there was a huge blizzard happening called Winter Storm Ebony, which I love the irony of the name of that. And so we had to find an alternate route to go, which we did. And we soon figured out why the main highway was closed down, because we started getting to patches where the roads were just slick, covered with ice everywhere that you could see, and it just kept getting worse and worse. More snow, more ice, until there were times when you could barely see the road anymore, and it was so scary, so freaking scary. There was little snowbanks forming on the road, and we hit them, and it caused the car to bounce up and down. Now, fortunately, my dad has four-wheel drive, so it wasn't too bad, but I could just imagine being in like a little compact car, two-wheel drive, and just white-knuckle driving through that. And we didn't even get home that night. We ended up stopping at the smallest, most just boring, plain town I have ever seen in my life, called Scott City, Kansas. If you're listening to this and you're from Scott City, I wish you luck, because it's flat. It's as flat as it can be. There's like, I don't know, maybe 20 people in the entire town, and at the time, it was just 3 feet of snow everywhere. Everywhere. And so we had to find like a hotel, and we had like 2 choices between, crummy looking Motel 1 or crummy Motel 2. So we only had one choice because the other one was filled up because other people stopped there. And so, we found a place for the night. Fortunately, we weren't screwed over like that. And we found a Pizza Hut, so we weren't starving either. Go figure that this one tiny town has a Pizza Hut. That was very lucky on our part. But yeah, it was definitely a rough night, and my dad and I, we were just not in good moods, because, we wanted to be home, and he was just done with all this driving through icy middle of Nowheresville, and I was cold, and I wanted to get back home and, work on this stuff. Like, I was jonesing to work on some animation. But, alas, we just kind of settled in, and once the heater worked and we got the TV working, it wasn't so bad. We sort of chilled out, and no pun intended, then watched some television, and we learned that there's such thing as professional axe throwing, which I did not know was a thing, as Major League Axe Throwing, and they had their own symbol. It was definitely an experience. It was so cool. And we also watched some women's dodgeball tournament, and that was pretty fun as well. It was like England versus Austria, and it was actually kind of awesome. There was a lot of interesting techniques involved, and there was moments where they would kind of shotgun the ball at the other person, But I learned that there's a job that I really want, and that's to be the ball retriever person. And what they do is that you go onto the other team's side behind them, and you retrieve the ball and get to give it to your people. So there's like this meta level of play. You got the players on the field, but then you got the other players outside the field getting the balls for you, so you can properly throw and use them against your enemy. Anyways, thank you for listening to another Screamin' vlog. I hope you have a wonderful new year, better than the last. I hope that whatever you do, it comes through spectacularly. Maxwell, I love you. I find you valid. And I wish you a wonderful new year. Thank you so much. And take care, everyone. Bye-bye.